Hello, Ann. Happy Thursday, almost weekend. Do you have off today, Ann? Hello and happy Thursday. This is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper, and today is my Thursday Facebook Live with the Wexford Stamper. And I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Pennsylvania, in York, Pennsylvania. And today I am going to be sharing with you my little snowflake box. Very, very pretty, very perfect for the Christmas time. I love the blues, so very, very pretty. And before we get started, I just want to show you, hi Mary, I want to show you what I'm using. My products here are from the Snowflake Splendor Suite. It is in the mini catalog on page 36 and 37. Just to let you know, the Snowflake Splendor stamp set and dies will be back again in the new annual catalog. They will not be available as a bundle. So if you want to get these, it's best to buy them now while you can still get 10% off. But the paper, the embossing folder, the gems, the glitter paper, the Snowflake Splendor ribbon is all going away. So grab this stuff now. It's so beautiful. I've made so many great projects with this. Hello, hey Joanne. All right, so let's get back to my snowflake boxes. Just slightly excited about these, and the reason is I found a new snack that I knew nothing about, and I was enlightened by a demonstrator friend, and I said to myself, I've got to make a box. I've just got to make a box. So watch this, guys. In my snowflake box, I have a snowflake brownie. Look at the cute little snowflake that's embossed onto that. And those I found at my local Weiss. They are Little Debbie's, of course. What doesn't that little Debbie know what to do? She has got it going on. I'm telling you, must be that red hair. She knows just what kind of snacks to make. And I saw these today. I was over there shopping, and these are now 2 for $4. So that makes one box $2. There are 5 brownies in each one. So these are 40 cents a brownie. So this is a great deal if you need to make something super quick, inexpensive for friends or families. Great stocking stuffer. And may I add, the brownies are quite delicious. They are. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and get started on the project. But really fun, really easy. That balmy blue glimmer paper makes it so easy to make it look so very festive. All right, so let's go ahead and take my boxes over here. And we're gonna pull in the products that we need here. All right, I went with the Seaside Spray. Hi, Deb, happy Thursday. I went with the Seaside Spray for my box. And this is cut at 6.5 by 5 3/4. But before I go ahead and do my scoring, I'm going to go ahead and do some tone-on-tone stamping just to jazz it up a little bit, because you know, plain cardstock for me, sometimes I just don't like it. So let's go ahead, and I'm just going to take, let me show you the little, this is the stamp set. It is a photopolymer set, and I'm going to be using just this little stamp here that has the tiny little snowflakes. I tried it with the larger one and I just didn't like it. I felt like they were just too big for the project. So I went with the smaller ones, and I think it looks a little bit nicer. And all I did was kind of turn my paper and just stamp snowflakes over the entire thing. So just keep turning it, then you won't have the exact same sequence of snowflakes every time you stamp. They won't all be in the same place every time, but it's very random, just kind of filling in, and I just think it looks so pretty. This Seaside Spray is really, even though it isn't even one of the colors that was used in the palette for the Snowflake Splendor Suite, I've used it so much because I just think it's so beautiful. So there we go. There is our brand new piece of Designer Series paper we just made. Very easy. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to do our scoring now. So I'm going to grab my scoreboard here, and on the 6.5 side, which is the long side, I'm going to score at 1/2 and 1 1/4, 3.5, 4 1/4. All right, let's do those again. It is 1/2, 1 1/4, 3.5, 4 1/4. All right, then we're going to turn it clockwise, one turn. And on this side, the short side, we're going to score at 1/2, 1 1/4, and 5. Ooh, I just noticed my paper's too short. Uh-oh. Hold on. Okay. Live TV. This should be cut at 6.5. All right, using my trimmer here on my lap by 7 3/4. Okay. Not 7 and 5 and 6.5 by 5 3/4. 6.5. 6.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, that's what the problem is. All right. Okay, we're back. So sorry, but if I didn't change that, our box would not come together very well. So, thank you, Deb. All right, let's try that again. Okay, this is, I said the right dimensions, but my paper was not cut in the right dimensions. This is 6.5 by 5 3/4. Okay, I'm doing my tone-on-tone stamping again using my Seaside Spray ink and the lovely stamp from the Snowflake Splendor Suite. All right, now, goodness gracious. Okay, there we go. We're back up to speed. Sorry, ladies. Now, let's bring in our scoring board again. All right, 6.5 inch side, the long side, 1/2, 1 1/4, 3.5, 4 1/4. 1/2, 1 1/4, 3.5, 4 1/4. Now, turn the paper. Now, that looks a lot better this time. 1/2, 1 1/4, and 5. All right, that's it. All right, let's get our scoring board away. Thank you for hanging in with me. All right, I'm going to grab my bone folder and we're going to fold and crease on all the score lines. Hope everyone is doing well, taking advantage of the nice weather today. It's pretty nice out. It's got to be at least 50. And it's beautiful sunshine. So I think we've got it for the most of the weekend till Sunday. So I'm going to take advantage because you know it's December and it's not going to stay that nice very long. All right. So here we've got our paper all scored and creased and folded. Okay, I'm going to hold it in my landscape position with the thin rectangle, vertical rectangle along the right-hand side. I'm going to snip off the small corner rectangle here at the bottom. Get a little closer there. And then snip that off there just to give this a little more space to fit into the box. This is going to be the panel here. This thin panel is going to get some adhesive and be adhered on the inside of the box. Now at the top section here, there are 2 rectangles that you're going to cut off. So you're going to cut off the corner one and then the one below it. Okay, so now we've created our panel there that's going to be adhered to the inside of the box. All right, so the one that has just a single panel along the bottom, that is going to be the bottom of the box. So we're going to cut up all these vertical score lines here. Okay. And for the square ones, we're going to do a little tiny wedge to create little flaps there. And then your large rectangles are going to be the panels on the bottom of the box. All right, now the top is going to be the lid of the box, the part that we open and close. We're going to do the same thing, cut up on the vertical score line, but we're going to go to the second score line here. So you're going to cut a little farther down to the second score line. Okay, again, we've got the smaller flaps. We're going to first cut off the top little square and then cut it into a flap. Same thing here. Cut off the top and then make it a flap. All right, now you're going to turn it back in the portrait position and we're going to fold over this first little flap here and we're going to cut off that entire rectangle. Okay, this is going to be the front part of the box. This is going to be the part that folds inside. Okay, so last thing I want to do here is go ahead and cut the little corners off there to make the flap that goes inside the box. So there, I'll let that lay there. There is how your box should look when all your cutting is completed. All righty? Okay, now let me think what's next. We're going to go ahead and adhere it together. We're going to grab our tear and tape. And I'm going to put a piece of tear and tape along that thin panel that we were working on at the beginning. All right. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to put a piece of sticky strip along the inside of the bottom panel that is opposite of where we cut the panel off, because this is going to be the last panel in when we fold up the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my pick tool and I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off of my tear and tape. I'm going to turn this over now, fold this side over. So I'm folding on the second vertical score line. Then I'm going to just fold the other side over and then it is going to line up exactly and make it very easy to create a perfectly squared off box. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and fold back these flaps from on the bottom. Okay, oops, I got a little piece hanging on there. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and take the backing off my second piece of tear and tape that was on the inside. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to go flap, little flaps first, back flap, and front flap. And now you notice that's the front flap, so you have the nice folded there showing in the front. Some people, that's not very important that we do that, but I just like to have that nice clean look right towards the front. So you want to fold your last panel toward the back. All right, there we have it. There is our box. That's how simple that is. Now let me grab my hole punch so we can put the little hole, well, not the hole, but I like to put a little bit of a thumb hole right here. This is my 3/4 inch punch. And I go down maybe 1/4 of the way into the circle. And I line it up top and bottom. It's a little bit to the top. And then I just punch. Okay, and there it gives you a little bit of a thumb hole so that when you're opening the box or when the recipient opens the box, they don't have to dig their whole finger into the box to get it open. And they have that spot there. Your box will last a little longer. So let's grab my very last snowflake brownie. And we're going to put that right in the box. Fits perfectly. Now I learned making these boxes that when the brownies or any treat is in a plastic bag, there is a chance that there's a little bit of air inside the bag. So you've got to allow for a little more room than you would normally because the bag takes up space too, and it doesn't deflate when you push on it because the air stays in inside the bag. So that's something I learned. It took me a few tries. Now I'm bringing in a panel here, and this is for the front of the box, and this is cut at 2 inches by 3.5 inches. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the entire box. I'm going to go ahead and put more of these cute little snowflakes on the white panel. I just love how that looks. Don't even need the DSP. If you don't have it, you can make your own. So there you go. There is my panel. And now I'm just going to go ahead and take my glue, and I'm going to put this panel right on top of my box. Okay. And that will go like that. Alrighty. Okay, now let's move on to our embellishing. Okay, we are going to use this. Now this is from the annual catalog. This is scalloped linen ribbon. And this came out when the new in colors came out. So Seaside Spray is a new in color, and they had ribbon to match each of them. And I just think it's beautiful, beautiful ribbon. So it is a little thick. So I decided not to make a bow on this box, but just to make like a little knot. And I'll show you how that goes. Okay, I just cut off a piece of the, let me get that name again. It is scalloped linen ribbon. That's in the annual catalog with the in colors. And I'm just going to take a piece and I'm going to tie it around the box. All right, so first I'm just going to do a left over right. Now I want to try to keep the knot pretty flat. So what I do is I fold over like this, and then I'm going to bring that end back and through, and I twist it so that both ends show the colored side up, because they're not the same. If you look on the back, it's not the same, but I kind of twisted it through so that I would have my colored ends on both sides. And now I'm keeping my knot fairly flat, okay? And then I'm just gonna cut the ends of these ribbons, this ribbon on an angle there, and there you have it. So that would be a little bit easier than a bow, because it is a little bit of a chunky kind of ribbon. So that would be a little more difficult to tie in a bow. All right, so let's keep moving on. The next thing we're going to do is the Snowflake Splendor has some fantabulous dies that go with it. I love these. I've used these a lot. Any of you have done on any of my other classes and things. But today I used this medium-sized snowflake die, and I cut using the beautiful balmy blue glimmer paper, and I made this little snowflake. Isn't that so pretty? I'm gonna surely miss that balmy blue glitter paper. I just love it. It's very, very pretty. So what I did, I took my snowflake and I took my glue dots, okay? I'm gonna put the middle of my snowflake right on top of my glue dot. Gonna grab my pick tool, pick up my snowflake, and I'm going to place it right down on the middle of the flat knot. Okay, and then to kind of cover up, you might be able to see the glue dot there if you look really, really close. I grabbed my blue adhesive back gems. These came with the suite as well. Love these. So beautiful. They're multifaceted and they have all different kinds of beautiful colors reflecting off. So I said we can use one of those and cover up so no one will see that glue dot. And I just took my pick tool and I put one of those right on the middle of the snowflake there. Isn't that pretty? So pretty. I love that. All right. So the last thing we need to do is put a little bit of a sentiment on here. So I grab a piece of Whisper White. I cut this strip at 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to grab from the Snowflake Wishes stamp set, Snowflake Wishes for a Merry Christmas. Perfect sentiment for this gift. And this time I'm going to grab my Night of Navy. And we're going to go ahead and stamp this sentiment on that strip. And that's what's great about our photopolymer stamps. You can see exactly where you're going. Won't be surprised when you pick it up. There we go. There is our sentiment right on the strip. And then we're going to get ready to put it right on the box. Okay, I'm looking for my other dot, my other punch. I thought I was ready today. Not as ready as I thought. Had to walk across the room to find my punch. You guys knew which one I was going for. My tailored label punch. And I'm going to stick the end of my sentiment strip here and slide it back. See, I can see my words there, but then I just slide it back, and right as it moves out of sight, that's when I do my punching. So you get a beautiful, nice little banner there. Let's put that away. All right, last thing here, I'm going to turn over my little strip. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals on the back. And let's bring in my box. I'm just going to slide it under here. I want to be able to see that S, not too close there. Whoops, there we go. And there it is. Isn't that so cute? So there are my snowflake brownie treat boxes. So easy to put together. Now I've got them ready for gift giving. If you have any questions about the project, please let me know. Remember, this video tutorial will be on my YouTube channel today and on my blog by the end of the week. So if you need to check back for any of the dimensions, you can check back there. You can also just message me if you have any questions. If you have any questions about any of the products, please let me know. And I will be back this evening. I will be doing the 9th day of Christmas. I think we're tonight, Dori and I are doing the 12 days of Christmas. I believe I have the 9th day. So I will be back at 7 o'clock this evening for the 9th day of Christmas. So check back around 7 o'clock this evening for another great holiday project. So thanks for joining me this afternoon and have a lovely day. Keep stamping.